Hey friends, welcome to Lindt, Master Chocolatiers. So we have come out today, we're in Zurich, Switzerland, come out to the Lindt Museum to find out what Master Chocolatiers means and what that means for our bellies. Hopefully we're going to get a lot of chocolate today. We get a tour of the factory as well, I believe, and just get an understanding of how the process of making that chocolate is, and actually see how it compares to Cadbury World back in the UK. And we have been to there as well, so if you guys do want to check that out, I'll put a link down in the description so you can see what it looks like. But we are very excited. Tickets for this cost, I think, 15 franc each, which works out roughly about £13 per person, which isn't too bad. We can smell the chocolate out here, it smells amazing. So hopefully we're going to have a fantastic time inside, trying all kinds of chocolate, getting fat and seeing how much free stuff we can get. If you guys do enjoy the video throughout, give us a thumbs up, I do appreciate it, it really does help us out a lot, and it'd be great if you could hit the subscribe button and bell icon to be notified when we post all new videos. Let's go and eat some chocolate. So we are kind of on the outskirts of Zurich at this point, right by Lake Zurich. We took a train to get here, and I'll put down in the bottom corner where the closest train station was, but there wasn't a lot of directional signs from the train station to get to the Lindt Museum, which was a little bit frustrating. So make sure you've got your maps open, you're finding your way, because it is a bit of a tricky one to find. Look at this place. Home of chocolate. Home of me getting fat. Very excited for this. We are here at Easter, so you'll see a lot of the bunnies around this time. Well, it's not quite Easter, but we're in the run-up to Easter anyway. So the chocolate tour goes Monday to Sonntag. I don't know what that means, Saturday or Sunday, obviously. 10 till 6. And then the shop is open 10 till 7, and then 10 till 6 on Saturday and Sunday. I'm guessing Samstag and Sonntag is Saturday and Sunday, so that'll be all week then, 10 till 6. So we are in the main foyer at the moment, and this kind of looks like something out of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, doesn't it? Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is better than Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, by the way. Gene Wilder as Willy Wonka is better than Johnny Depp as Willy Wonka. Fight down in the comments, I dare ya. This is cool. This is really cool. Do you reckon that's real chocolate? I'd think it's real chocolate. It's one of those floating kind of fountain ones. Okay, so in the main foyer you've got the auditorium, you've got the chocolate tour, you've also got a shop as well. You've got some lockers over here, which is great. You can just put some stuff in. Take off your jacket, coat, store your bag away. So we've got ourselves an audio guide. This is a similar one to the one that we saw at Pearl Harbor, where you put it to your ear, but you touch these whisks when you want to know what's going on. So this is whisk, an example. So we're just being told the architects that designed this building were from Basel, and the building is the size of a football pitch, soccer pitch. And this is the biggest and tallest freestanding chocolate fountain in the world, which is cool. These platforms are designed to look like conveyor belts in a chocolate factory. And so it begins, the chocolate tour. We have to scan our tickets here, that we've got on our phone.
Enjoy the chocolate
Welcome to the chocolate tour. These people are making chocolate. We start the tour here through the forest where we find the cocoa bean. So here we're talking about the cocoa cultivation, where they pick the beans from the cocoa trees. And we've got these depictions here of cocoa trees, with the beans on. Warm, shady and moist, please. Like cotton, the cocoa tree belongs to the Malvaceae family. The tropical underbush tree flourishes only in typical climatic conditions of the cocoa belt over the equator. it can live for up to 100 years, bearing fruit the first time after 2 to 8 years. Alright, so we've got some Polaroids here of the different types of cocoa pods, because it says here they're divided into groups, and then we've got some actual, I guess, representations of them. They're not real ones, to show you the size, but they're quite big. They're like bigger than your hand. This is the roots of the tree, so they go out about 2 meters around and deep by the tree. And obviously you see it's like quite wet, it's quite weird. So here we've been going through the process of growing the seeds, harvesting them, transferring them to the actual factory and things like that, how they're harvested, what the process goes in, the quality control, and we've been using this to get all of the information. And now we are going to understand how chocolate conquered the world. So in the next room we've got a bit of a history of the origins of chocolate, way back from 3,500 BC going up to modern times, 1544, and how it was just for the noble and the middle class. And then as there was more produced and it moved from Central and South America to like African area, they pulled all the beans over here, planted some more crops in Africa. It became more prevalent, industrialization reduced the cost of it, and then it became possible for the working class people to also consume chocolate as well. So it's quite good. This is a history over 5,000 years, essentially. So this particular room is going through the history of chocolate in Switzerland and how everything came to be here. All the various delicacies. You've got Toblerone, you've got Lindt, you've got Milka, you've got Nestle, all thawed up here. And this shows you the process that came about when these guys got together and they brought their ideas together to make the modern version of chocolate that we have today. And there's a lot of interactivity through here in terms of like movement. See these like the horse and cart is moving there, doors opening and closing, you've got the wheels going, ships moving, and then over here you've got little videos playing as well. So very very cool in here. So next we come to the room that's got the moulds and the packaging in. So you can see some of the moulds. Sleigh, Lindt. Some of the various shapes that they come up with. And next we come into what is arguably so far, not even arguably actually, this is definitely the most popular part. We're getting history of the conch and how the liquid chocolate is made, but then they give you the option to try the liquid chocolate. We've got dark chocolate, milk chocolate, and then white chocolate. So you can try all 3 of these. And the way you do it, you just take a spoon. Pump out the chocolate. And then you can try the chocolate. So here we get an idea of how they produce some of their other little pieces of chocolate and conveyor belts. And then some of the additional flavours that you have. So you've got strawberries, pepper, almonds, cinnamon, all kinds of stuff. And then around this, you put your hand underneath these machines and it will dispense a piece of chocolate for you. And then you've got to guess which flavour you get. So here we're talking about the chocolate cosmos, essentially how chocolate is a global commodity. Before we were talking about how it's used as trade back in, you know, the 1700s, 1800s, whatever. They used it as a way of trade in between, you know, like, so a rabbit would have been 50 cocoa beans or something stupid like that. But this is quite interesting. I don't know if you can see because of the flickering. There's like 14 different chocolate companies in the Swiss mountains area. And then we're talking about the cocoa belt, where the majority of the cocoa beans come from. And all the advertising and the cultivation, so really cool. We've got an in-depth history and overview of chocolate as a whole. So in here you've got some photo opportunities, and then you've got the ability to grab as many of the little Lindt balls as you can carry, which is very cool. So bring a bag. We didn't bring a bag in. We should have. So some of the flavours you've got the standard milk chocolate, you've got the Lindor hazelnut chocolate, you've got Lindor white, you've got Lindor double chocolate, never seen that before. You've got a salted caramel one here. You've got standard caramel. You've got 60% cocoa. And then down the end you've got 70% cocoa as well. So for these you are only supposed to be taking one of each. But we have got people taking so many more, filling up pockets, filling up bags, things like that. Just obviously be considerate, don't take bags and bags of stuff. There is a shop downstairs as well, and you've got that pipette down there that you can do your own as well and put it on the spoon, which is great. So you get the liquid chocolate, which is just, I think that's better than this, the liquid chocolate. And that's that part finished. Now we're going to go and see all the labs. We've got the Innovation Lab. Welcome to the future. Rethinking chocolate, questions to the future. So are local specialties future-proofed? How does personal taste develop? Is it cultural or genetic? Will we be able to 3D print our own chocolate? Could there be chocolate that adapts? How much should it cost? Will there be packaging that speaks to us? Smart factory, how AI is changing chocolate production. Extremely thin chocolate without a mould. Drinking chocolate, eating chocolate, what is next? Can new technologies lead to even better chocolate? And then this is an overview of the building as a whole. What we were talking about right at the beginning about the platforms, the walkways looking like conveyor belts. And here we've got the factory line where they produce chocolate in the moulds. And we're getting information about the shell forming, the depositing and the vibration, because there'll be bubbles in the chocolate, so they have to vibrate it to take all those bubbles out. Just like this, you see here. So that's all happening inside that machine that we see just in front of us. Product development and specialist training. Swiss chocolate expertise is improved on an ongoing basis in this unique pilot plant. Oh, so this is not, this is a pilot plant. This is so they can get new ideas and new technologies. But it's cool if we zoom in. You can see the chocolates being placed into the moulds down there. It's very cool to see the process happening in real time. Bottoming station, the base has the cover, and his bottom is there.
Oh, he hasn't even got an electric forklift, look, he's got to do it himself.
Oh, dearie me.
Do you need to get working on the production?
Yeah. Not doing too good with their modern technology, as they were saying back there. Cooling, demoulding and wrapping. So this is essentially, we're getting to the end of the production line at this point. We've gone through the whole process. We're going to cool it down, we're going to wrap it, and then we're going to package it up into a box and send it out of the factory for your enjoyment. We've got this really cool mechanism here where you scan your ticket, the QR code for it, and then you get a little surprise. So we've got a couple of little destinations that your balls can go. Roundabout one. And then he catches the ball. Surprise. Next up here, we've got the Auditorium, hopefully where we're going to learn a little bit more about chocolate. Lindt history since 1845. We've got a couple of photo opportunities here as well. Happy Easter. Lindt, home of chocolate. So let's head into the Auditorium.
Jedes Detail muss stimmen. Alle Elemente müssen harmonisch zusammenpassen. Form.
So in the auditorium here, we've got a little bit of a history of Lindt themselves here in Zurich in Switzerland, going through building of the factory, the museum, and then talking about their production process, their attention to detail, and the kinds of chocolate that they produce. So this has only been for a few years, created between 2019 and 2020.
Es geht darum, dieses faszinierende Produkt von Schokolade emotional und vielfältig für ein ganz breites Publikum erlebbar zu machen.
Mit dem Bau des Museums leistet die Chocolate-Kompetenz-Stiftung einen großen Beitrag zur Information über den Forschungsstandort Schweiz. Ich bin daher sehr stolz und glücklich, das Home of Chocolate bei uns hier am Firmenstandort in Kilchberg begrüßen zu dürfen.
So we're heading now into the cafe and look at the mixing bowls on the ceiling. I think they said there was 680 of those. Let's grab ourselves a drink. I hope something savoury. I've really enjoyed chocolate, but it's been, look at this. Chocolate on tap, chocolate cheesecake. Obviously everything is chocolate, and more chocolate here. But I do want something savoury, so good. They've got snacks down at the end. Croque Monsieur, $12.50. Croque Italy, $10.50. Panini. It's got salads, paninis, toasted sandwiches. We've got normal drinks. So we've got actually a fairly good selection. And then of course you've got your cakes and chocolate related items as well. So you've got cornettos, you've got waffles, you've got chocolate drinks, you've got coffees. So anything you want really you could have. And it's a nice well decorated area in here, lots of seating, and you've also got a whole bunch of seating outside as well. So we came into the cafe, we got ourselves a classic hot chocolate. I asked for a fancy hot chocolate, like just something as posh as they can make, basically, the top quality one. And they said, do you want the fancy one? It was actually listed as fancy on the menu. That came cream and marshmallows and stuff. I'm not a fan of marshmallows, so just gone for actually the classic one. We've gone for a croque monsieur, which comes with the crisps and just a bottle of Coke, and that came to $23.50 in franc, which works out to be £21, which isn't... It's fairly expensive, but we knew Switzerland was quite an expensive place anyway. So our final destination here is the Lindt shop, and as we're here around the Easter period, you can bet your bottom dollar that we're going to have lots of bunnies.
I don't think we need a trolley. Trolley's a bit excessive.
Well, I mean, Becky, do you think we could fill that trolley with chocolate? I'm sure we could, but we'll get a basket instead. But yeah, so we've got bunnies. What's the difference between the bunny with the green?
I think that's like mint. Is that mint? And then that's like strawberry.
Oh, no, it's hazelnuts. And then white chocolate. And then this is standard chocolate. Okay, so we've got different kinds of flavours. We've got pink ones.
What's that?
Which says... What does the pink one say? I don't know. So obviously it's all in Swiss, so it's difficult to know.
I really want to know what
But here you go. You got all different kinds. You got a golden glamorous one there, and then a different golden glamorous one there.
I might get them.
Oh, and we've got bunnies that are like flat bunnies. Ooh, slabs of chocolate. So let's see how much these are. 18.35.
No, it's not.
It is. It's 18.35. So they weigh it out. So this one is 19.45. And you can get it personalised as well, which is quite cool. Oh, you can get a model of the fountain. Of course, all of the Lindors. For some reason, part of me thought the company was called Lindor. It's actually Lindt. Oh, okay. All different kinds. Marzipan ones. Becky's not a fan of marzipan, so she won't be getting those. Champagne, double, matcha. Oh, one of those matcha ones. And then we've got the little egg ones as well. You can do all these kind of a pick and mix. $4.95 per 100 grams. And then the wall of Lindors. All the different flavours. Obviously you can get these back home in Sainsbury's, but they don't have this sheer variety. Normally they get just, you know, a handful of them. What is this section? This kind of looks like the reduced section, you know, the misfits that you would get at the Cadbury World. But it's actually just big pouches. 2 bags of these for 56, which is about 50 quid. Okay, that's actually a fair chunk. That's a lot of money. 50 quid's worth of chocolate, guys. Should we bring it back? It's kind of expensive in here. So here you've actually even got kind of like cake mixes and like cooking stuff, batters, brownie mixes, chocolate spread, chocolate spoon, drizzle from the top, chocolate. And then these are really just quite good souvenirs actually. Use this stuff because it's all branded to actual like Switzerland. Caramel battens or biscuits maybe even. Alright, so that is the end of our tour of the Lindt home of chocolate. Definitely a lot of fun. We're feeling very full now. We have really had a lot of chocolate, a lot of liquid chocolate, a lot of little Lindor balls as well, loads of pieces of actual chocolate bars, and just enjoying ourselves learning the history of Swiss chocolate. Now, what we would say is it isn't as good as the Cadbury tour in terms of entertainment value, because at the Cadbury tour it's a lot more commercialized, a lot of like there's rides and things like that, like proper storytelling elements throughout the Cadbury world adventure. This is more of a history lesson behind Lindt as a whole. So it's not quite the same, both fairly enjoyable, but I think this is geared to an older audience than the Cadbury World is. It is also quite a bit cheaper than Cadbury World, because I think Cadbury World is like over £20. This was £15 essentially, or 15 franc, just under £15. So different audience, different type of chocolate. Cadbury is also just more family orientated, more kid stuff, you know, with the cream eggs, the little bunny, all sorts like that. This was still a lot of fun. We learned a lot of history in terms of what Lindt means to Switzerland and how the landscape of chocolate has changed Switzerland for the better, really. It is part of their history now. So we did have a good time. We ate a lot of chocolate. That liquid chocolate area was really sickly. And then getting little bars of chocolate and picking the Lindors out right at the end. The cafe as well, very cool. Not as much chocolate as we would have thought there would be incorporated into the food in there. We thought it would be very much like Toothsome's Chocolate Emporium. If you've seen our video, it's a chocolate restaurant at Universal Orlando. We thought it would be very similar to that, with more savoury items that were infused with chocolate, but it wasn't. It was just standard savoury items and then lots of chocolate stuff, sweet. But overall, fantastic day out, and really something that you should do if you are in Zurich. So hopefully you guys did enjoy the video throughout, and if you did, appreciate if you give us a thumbs up. It does help us out a lot, and it'd be great if you could hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified when we post all new videos. We'll see you on the other side. Thanks.